Hi, this is Monty Reed with Food Life for You, coming to you live from the Thrive Kitchen. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about one of the reasons that I'm a Thrive consultant, and it comes back to the fact that I'm a foodie. I'm also originally from Montana. Grew up in the Seattle area, but I had family in Montana that had a wheat farm. And I remember summers, we would go and we'd hang out with uncle and cousins at the farm. And they had pigs on the farm, they had chickens. We actually go out to the hen house, and we would harvest the eggs that we would use for breakfast that day. And because they had a wheat farm, we'd actually grind the wheat the day before that we were going to use to make the pancakes and the breakfast, and so all the food was fresh. I remember getting the cow's milk from the neighbor dairy farm. I'd go with Grandma, and we'd get the empty milk bottles and put them down. There was 5 refrigerators in this back porch of this dairy farm, and she would open the fridge, pull the milk bottles out, set them on the table. She'd open the cash box, put her money in, make change, write out a receipt, and then there was no locks on it either. And then we'd take that fresh milk and take it home. And there was nothing like that farm fresh, delicious, amazing food. And so I always remember growing up with that amazing, delicious food. And as I got married and started cooking for my family, I remember trying and doing my best to flavor the foods and cook them, but I found I just couldn't find that freshness. And when I first got a hold of the Thrive Foods, originally it was just a food storage, just to replace the salty food storage that I had. But as I did some research, I found that the Mayo Clinic did some studies, other folks had done some studies, and found that freeze-dried foods actually have more nutrition, more live enzymes than most produce. And the reason is, we've got a card, you should get your hands on this, a tale of 2 bananas, and it just talks about the Thrive bananas are naturally ripened. They actually stay on the plant longer. And most people, you might not know this, but check with someone at the nursery or a botanist. But most of the nutrients go into the food, and most of the flavor go into the food the last 2 weeks. And most produce is actually harvested 3 weeks before it's ripe. They harvest tomatoes green so that they can make it to market unbruised. And that's why you bite into a bright red tomato, it tastes like a bag of water. They have strawberries that are harvested yellow, and then sometimes they'll spray them. This is an example of the Thrive bananas harvested when it's ripe. It is washed and then chopped and then flash frozen, and then vacuumed, removes the moisture, and then it's sealed with an oxygen absorber in the can. That's what gives it the 25-year shelf life. We don't add sugar to it, no preservatives. The only thing in the food is the food. And contrast, the traditional market banana is picked early, it's green, it's transported by 2 days, packages 3 to 4 days, transported again 5 to 12 days by ship, cold storage, sometimes 13 to 14 days, 2 weeks now. And then artificially ripened. There's actually a gas called ethylene gas. They spray on the produce and it changes the color. They don't say ripened, they say colors up. And because it is not ripening. And then the grocery store, and then by the time it gets home, it's 21 to 25 days after it was harvested. And most of the nutrients start leaving the plant as soon as it's picked, unless it's frozen. And that's one of the beautiful things about the Thrive Foods, is because we flash freeze and vacuum seal it, all those live enzymes and nutrients are locked into the food. So the Thrive Life food is actually superfood. Why do you think that people spend hundreds of dollars on vitamins every day, or every month? They know that the groceries that they're getting at the grocery store don't have the nutrients that they used to have. They just don't. They can't grow the plants today to get the nutrients that we used to. And most of the producers don't. And of course the foods is, if they do grow it to get enough nutrients, they don't leave it on the plant long enough. So that is why you're going to want to start using the Thrive Foods to feed your family, because it is healthy, nutritious, wholesome foods. This is Monty Reed for Food Life for You at Thrive. Have a great day.